Okay guys, I'll try to keep this short and sweet. We're going to review some of the most common components for Arduino projects. So here we have a catalog and let's look over some of the more common ones. So there's screens that you can connect to your Arduino. Here's a potentiometer, it's a little bit bigger than the one we had. Solenoid valves, these are cool for controlling water flow. Ball screw is what we used in the camera slider. Your regular DC motors for running cars or robots and whatnot. Relays that will look into controlling AC voltage. You've got some regular components such as battery holders. Oh, here's a stepper motor like the one we used in the camera slider. Capacitors and resistors we'll look at in the future. There's battery management modules for charging batteries in series like we did with the solar charger. Here's that smart car platform that we built. There's raindrop modules or water detection modules. GPS for building GPS location devices that you can make. Heart sensors for patients that you can build. Kind of wearables. Here's an accelerometer sensor, or an accelerometer actually. Okay, here's an interesting bit. So here are two different things. There's an Ethernet shield, or a GSM shield, or a Wi-Fi shield, and then there are modules. So the difference between shields and modules is that shields actually fit right over your microcontroller, and they're built specifically for a specific microcontroller, such as the Arduino Uno. So a shield for the Uno will only fit the Uno. You can still wire it, but it's kind of messy. These modules, like the Time DS1307 module, is something that you wire using jumpers. Shields is something that fits right over your microcontroller board, so it's a lot neater and much easier to use in that way. Okay, so here's another module, the Bluetooth, so that you can send data over Bluetooth. And there's regular Bluetooth, and there's also BLE, which is low energy. This is interesting. This is a microcontroller that has Bluetooth built into it. Here's another very popular shield for building CNC machines, Cnc Shield. We got a bunch of stuff over here. Here's that current sensor that we saw in the power monitor video, or will see, depending on if you've already seen it. Here's the popular DHT11 and the DHT22, which is a little bit more precise. We saw those in the opening videos. There's voice recognition shields. This is pretty cool. You can send commands to your microcontroller via voice. Here's an electronic valve, which is actually used for measuring water flow. This is a very popular module. This is an ESP, an Explora Wi-Fi module. It's very commonly used for sending data over Wi-Fi instead of GSM or Bluetooth. But it's a very powerful module. The very common fingerprint sensors that people use to build safes and whatnot. There's pressure sensors for detecting weight. There's IR Ranger sensors for building robots that can detect distance. There's a Grove base shield. This is a shield that fits over the Arduino and has a lot of different connectors that are all labeled Grove. And they're very easy to just plug into that Grove base shield and then read everything out of your Arduino. The Ultrasonic Sensor, which is for detecting objects in front of the robot. The Gyroscope that we saw in one of the projects with the car, the glove-controlled car. There's a module for taking pictures. This JPEG Color IR camera, TTL. Here are our driver boards, which are those special boards for driving motors. The LDR, the light-dependent resistor, is used for detecting daylight conditions. Audio amplifiers that you can use, voltage regulators. We'll get into some of these in the future videos, but I'm just going over them. The LiPo battery charger modules, which are used for creating autonomous projects. So you can build something and set it outside and leave it autonomously for a long time and it'll charge itself. Lots of different servos, some of them with more or less torque or power. There's a voice module that you can use to make it talk. So instead of the voice recognition shield where you send spoken commands, the Arduino will actually speak back to you by saving the data on that. The mic sound sensor for detecting noises. This is very popular, the RFID. So you can build an RFID project by programming your Arduino sensor with the shield to detect cards, such as this one, or it can detect keychain tags or even capsules that we'll see later on. We saw a vibration sensor down there. Here's the very popular L293. Your RFID can detect sticker tags as well. The PIR, I believe we also saw in that intro video. Here's an RFID tag and capsule. You can make some pretty cool stuff with RFID. We'll have to look into some of those. Here are those RF pairs that we saw with the autonomous car. And when you get into Raspberry, when you get into bigger projects, you'll move over to Raspberry Pi. And, so there's a bunch of cases that are really cool to hold these electronics in a safe place. Here's a robotic arm and claw. You can build your own robot. Here's that SIM 900 shield that we saw in one of the GSM informants, it was called, I believe. And the BLE module is low energy, so it'll consume less power. You need a less a bulkier battery pack. And then the regular stuff like solder boards, breadboards, and solderless cables or jumper cables, light sensors. There's the tires for the car. Here, this is RF, but it is long-range RF. So this is much more powerful than the regular RF pairs we saw with the car. So you'll get a longer distance out of those for transmission. And then you have these Wi-Fi modules of different brands. The XP, the tiny signs. Okay, so that was a very quick overview of some of the components that we're going to be working with. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, see you guys.